Hello guys, welcome back in the series of online electronic shopping system using ASP.NET. So till now we have seen the user part and the admin part. In user part, user can add a product to the cart and then he can place an order of that product, right? After that he can download the invoice of that purchase order, okay? And then in admin part, the admin can add the categories of a product, then he can add new product based on the category, right? After that he can update the products, okay? And then last he can manage the product status, that is in pending or it has been completed. So that's till that we have seen. So in today's video we are going to see something new which I have modified recently. So as of now you can see the interface has something new in that, right? You can see at both the corners of this website, the background color is in black color, and then I've also changed the this header part of this website, and then after that I have added here one new function, that is drop down. Based on this category the product will going to be filtered. Let's see. No product found for laptop. Okay. No product for projector also. I have made this video in Hindi also. So at that time I have shown this category wise selection product. In that I have shown that this functionality, and at that time I have added these three new category, that is headphone, TV and earphone. So in today's video we are going to see this functionality. Based on the product category, the product will be going to filter and display to the user. Okay, so let's see how it's being done, and I will also show this the background color from where I have changed here in here user part as well as in admin part also. In admin part also I have changed the background. Let I show you. Can see the background of this page, can see in dark mode, that is in black color, right? So let's started. Open your Visual Studio. Now here in design page we have to add this drop down list after sorry, before this text box. Just before the text box you have to add one drop down list. Simply you can take from toolbox and drag and drop here drop down list. I have given the ID, product categories, and then set the auto post back is equal to true, because while selecting the category the page going to be refreshed, and the based on that the product will going to display on the page, right? And then on double clicking on this drop down list, this event will going to be generated at the code behind page. I have set the back color to this, then font bold is equals to font size medium, font color white. So that's it in this here drop down. Let's see in the CS page, that is code behind page, what I have changes we have done here. In this page load event of this default.xps.cs page, I have done here this part I have added. It will check that if the request or any post is being posted to the server or not. If not, at very first time when the page load, when there is no event or post is posted back to the server, at that time it will check this condition and call this drop product category function. So let's see what is inside this function. So it's here. So we are going to see now this much part of code, because of we have already seen the previous code, so we are not going to talk about it. So let's see here. In this function we have added the, first of all we have opened the connection. After that, in SQL command I have to pass the command that is select star from category, because we have to display all the category in drop down list, right? So we have to select all the category which is present in category table. After that, for getting result we have to execute that, so we have used your execute reader function, and the value, the result which is going to come as an outcome of this query, it will going to be act as a data source for this drop down list, that is the id of that drop down list protect categories, right? So as we till now we know that for the drop down list we require two things, that is data text field and data value field. Data text field, in that we are going to display the category name is equal to category name, the column name, that is category name, which is present in category table, and the category id, which is also column name in category table. Only two category column is there in category table, that is category name and category id. So at front or the user side, this column is going to be displayed, that is category name, but at the back, while selecting the category name, at back it will going to get the category id. Okay, so after that we have to bind that this data source to this drop down list, so we have to use data bind function. After that, at 0 index we have to show this message, that is product category. You can see here at starting. Let's move to the default page. Here you can see at 0 index I have added this product category data or message, you can say a value. So we have to add that at 0 index. After that, all the records will go, which is going to come from category table, will going to display after this data. Okay, so after that, close the connection. So it will going to populate the drop down list with data, right? So after that, on selecting the category, the page reloaded, right? And based on that it will going to display the products on our web page. So for that we have, let's see this, we have done this event call for that purpose. So let's see here. First of all, I have taken one string variable with the str query variable name, which is initially is empty. After that, I've taken another variable which is of string, the name selected product, the value coming from in that this variable, that is the drop down list which has been selected. The value is going to be stored in this select product. After that, it will check that if the selected product is equal to product category, that is at, which is at 0 index, right? So at that here at here 0 index, this product category, it's not a name of category, right? So it will not going to find that name into our table, so it will going to generate an error, right? So when this the value of the selected product is equal to product category, then we have to okay, here I have taken the str query which has been used in our select query as a where clause, right? So for that we have to give the where clause is equal to null or empty, you can say no data we have to pass at that time when the product selected product is equals to product category, or else when it is any other product name has been selected. You can say if I selected this camera, at that time the camera category is selected, right? So at that time in else part it will going to move and going to call, this code piece of code where where p category will be the selected product, the product selected, that is camera. So it will going to store this value p where p category is equals to camera, which is going to store in SQL query. After that, in this SQL data adapter class, I have to pass this select command, that select star from product 1, that is our table name if you remember. After that it will going to concatenate this variable in that the data is present, where category, let me start from the beginning. Select star from product 1 where p category name is equals to camera. Here we are considering an example camera. Then it will going to fetch that all the records based on that, and will going to store in our data table with the help of fill method, right? After that after that we are going to check that here in try block, within that try block I've taken one if condition, that if the selected product is equals to the data which is present in this data table at 0 index at the 6th column. Because why I have taken the 6th column, because at the 6th column we are going to get this p category column name which is present in table product 1. If you want I can show you, but it will take some time to open because my laptop is now too slow, because I have installed the Visual Studio 2019, and I have previously already have installed 2010 and 2013 also, and now 2019 Visual Studio I have installed. Okay, this one. And I have two versions of this SQL Server Management Studio also. That is one 2008 and another one is 2018. So it's take a quite load on the PC, as well as I have also installed the Android Studio for the Flutter development. But in future we are going to see videos on Flutter as well as on AngularJS also. Now let's see here. Okay, let it open, sorry. We'll see the code here. At that there it will going to get the p category column name, right? And at that time okay, let's see if it is open or not. Yeah, it's open. Expand a table in shopping db, that open the tables, product 1 tables. At which cell it is present? At 6 cell, right? So at 6, let's see, the product id is at 0 index, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and the p category, that is 6th column. So we are going to working on this column, right? So we want to get this column value. Inside that, here when the value the output going to come when this query is going to be executed, at that time the result will be going to store in data table, right? So that value, the data present in that data table is in row format, is in row, right? And in the row at the 6th cell it will going to get the p category data. So if I consider this example, the camera is selected for the category. At that time, the value we are going to get here as 6L, that is camera. That is true. That is the selected product is also camera. Both conditions are matched. Then it will do nothing here and simply going to get out of here, because here no exception is generated, so it will not going to inside the cache. Instead of that, it will going to come outside of that block, try catch block. Suppose we consider another example, that is if we selected the product category. What if we selected the zero index product category? At that time it will going to get here product category. At that time, this where clause, the query which is going to be concatenate here in this our select query, it will which is empty. So it will going to get all the records at that time. It will going to get all the records which is present in product one table. So at that time, after that, it will when it will come here, it will check that the selected product, that is our product category, and at that time there is no data present in data table with the value product category, because it is not a category name which is we have seen in our category. You can see that category table here, column here, there is no such category with the name product category, right? Because it's not category name, so it will not going to get here any value, or condition will be false, so it will going to get get generate exception here. So that's why I've taken this if condition here in try catch block, within try catch block. So it generate here exception. That's why it will going to inside this catch block, and that at that time it will going to get this alert message that no product been found. So after that, when it comes out, first of all we have to pass the null value to the data source ID, which is assigned to data list 1, because we have already assigned the data list value or the data source to the data list 1 at the design phase. You can see at the end we have given the data source for this data list. The value, the product is being displayed when the page runs. At that time all the product is being displayed, right? At that time it will going to get the data from this data SQL data source. But here in this case, when while selection of the product category on drop down, at that time we have to pass that the selected record, right? So at that time we have first we have to pass the null value to the data source ID, which is assigned to data source 1. After that we have to assign the data as a data source to the drop-down list, data list 1, sorry, and after that we have to bind that value. For that we have called the data bind function. So in this way it will going to work here. So we have seen the selection of our here category wise product. Now let's see the where to add this background color, which is black color. Go to our default.exp space, sorry, it's in master page, right? So here in master page, in the body tag I have given the CSS property we have to apply, right? So that's why we have taken a style. Inside that I have passed the CSS property, that is background color, which is almost a black color. It's not a pure black, but it's a black. So I have provided here the background color, and the same way we have done for admin.master also. In admin part also we have done the background color as black. So same code I have copy paste here also in the body part of this master page. So I think that's it what I have modified till now. Yeah, instead I have also made some modification, but it's still in progress. Can notice here the previous icon here, which is for I think Instagram, right? At now I have changed here with the delivery, the order delivery status. Here you can check the product card, and here you can check the delivery. Let's show you, you understand. First of all, we have to log in there. After that, it will going to allow to open that page or access that page. Now here, yeah, login. Now click on this. You can see here beautifully play page I have created. That here it will going to display our recently ordered purchase, the status of that purchase has been, that it is had been delivered to the user or customer or not. Here it shows that this product has been delivered. Well, we are going to discuss on this afterward, and still I am working on here, and I've created a new page here also for seeing the rest of all the products till now the user has purchased. It will going to display here all, so it's in progress. We'll look afterward. Here the color will change based on the status. If the dispatch, it will going to be in red color, and if it is delivered, it should be green color. And the list of product is been displaying here, and the I have to do some designing part of this data grid also, and can search by here the based on the order ID. Just simply copy this order ID and paste it here and click on search. You can find that data for that order ID. If you know the order ID, which can find the tracking details that it has been delivered to you or not as a user, where you will going to get this order ID in the invoice which you have created after purchasing the product, right? So we'll meet in next video. Till then, bye, take care.